All right, everybody, what is going on? It's time. We're ready to party. You know what I realized? The camera looks so much better. I feel like there's more color on this. I need to actually look at the settings that I have available on my Streamlabs OBS to see why, as I feel like the color looks so much brighter on this camera when I'm using StreamYard. This is crazy. Doggos, what's going on, my brony? How you doing? It's good to be back on here, though. It's nice. But yeah, I got to see why the camera looks so much better on StreamYard than, because like I'm looking at myself on here and I'm like, okay, that's not bad. That looks really good. Not too sure why. So Jake was a dude. So that Jake guy that was in the chat earlier was like basically like stealing valor and stuff. Oh, got ya. I'm not too sure why, but let me get this in here real quick. We're about ready to have our boy Tim Smith come on here in just a second. Oh, we just got him, dude. We just got him in. OMG, dude. My man, dude. We haven't had Tim on in a while, so
all right, let's get some views.
Dude, I'm ready, dude. It's been a while. It's been a while since we had the Tim Master on.
It's the Garza year in review special.
We need to just do more episodes together, man. I know we get busy sometimes, but it would be cool to have more Tim Smith, Michael Garza collaborations.
Yeah, I found 3 different ways to spell ho.
That's God. Ho, 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 304.
I stole that last one from Pearl on YouTube. Look at this. We got the Canadian beer and beaver soda blue creamsicle.
That looks really good, dude.
Made with cane sugar and pure vanilla. There's a bear, there's a beaver.
Damn.
Oh, see, in Canada now we got warnings. This says sugar. What does it say? High in sugar by Health Canada.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So wait, are they like saying everything's gonna kill you at this point, or what? What are they doing?
Yeah, everything's got fat and sugar, and they're putting like warnings and stuff. And now they want to put it on the beer too.
What?
I've never actually tried this before. Let's find out. It's blue creamsicle. Man, so what's going on? Year in review. We just had the Seahawks game of the year in overtime.
Dude, that game was unbelievable. That we honestly we shouldn't have won that game, but somehow we did. We had one of the luckiest comebacks in my opinion, and I don't know what to say. Like, I felt like we kind of didn't deserve that win, but I felt like also if the Rams would have won, I don't feel like they would have deserved it either. It was so close. Like, I mean, both teams played pretty well though, so it was. I'm just glad we won it. That was a nail biter, dude.
Well, Canada's been getting destroyed. First of all, we let me see, 2025. Let me just confirm this. Yeah, so Canada loses the Stanley Cup Finals in hockey, and then we lose Major League Baseball Game 7 extra innings. Canada loses that.
I'm not gonna lie, I was very disappointed for Toronto. I could tell how pissed they were. It's just like how pissed off the Mariners were when we lost to Toronto. Like when the Mariners lost to the Blue Jays, because we were that close to going to the World Series. Your Blue Jays, I mean, I wouldn't say they stole it. They earned it for sure. But like I was as a Mariners fan since I was a kid, I was I was on the verge of tears watching that game, the Blue Jays versus the Mariners. I was on the verge of tears. I kind of cried a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but
Mariners have never been to the World Series, right?
nope, not one time. We've come close, but every time we come so close, the team collapses or shoots itself in the foot. I don't know if we're cursed, but we were right there, dude. We were right. I don't even care if we would have won the World Series. I just wanted to see us in it. I wanted to see the Mariners hit it, but honestly, go Blue Jays. I felt bad for the Blue Jays because they really wanted to win it, obviously, in the World Series. Man, but still, ugh. But yeah, dude, can you
Mariners,
me? Go ahead.
I just say Mariners had the greatest Super Nintendo game ever, though. Ken Griffey Jr.'s Major League Baseball.
That is actually a pretty good one.
That was a great game.
That was a very good game. Riddle me this, though. Why do Canadian hockey teams always seem to lose to the U.S. teams?
Yeah, well, Canada hasn't won a Stanley Cup since 1993. Since then, they've lost in the finals in 94, 2007, or no, 94, 2004, 2006, 2007. The last 2 years. They also lost in 2011. There was a riot for that one. They lost in 2020, the lockout year, or the lockdown with the COVID. A team made it to the finals there. So they've lost a dozen times in the finals since then. But then also, a week ago, the Vancouver soccer team is in the Major League Soccer finals, and they lose to Miami. And they took a shot, it rattled off both posts. They end up losing. Mm-hmm. So it's just 3 straight losses. I'm just glad we don't have an NFL team. We can't lose in the Super Bowl.
Oh, man. No, I can imagine, for me personally, man, it's tough to be a Mariners fan. Sometimes it's even tough to be a Seahawks fan. Now, we did win the Super Bowl in 2014 or 2015. I can't remember what year it was anymore. We won the Super Bowl, but no, wait, we lost to Tom Brady in 2014. I think it was. Oh, no, wait a minute.
Yeah, you won in 2014.
No, we won against Tom. No, we lost against Tom Brady. Never mind. We won. Oh, 2014. I think we beat the Denver Broncos, I think.
Yeah, remember that other time? I think you maybe played the Steelers when you had Hasselbeck and you made it to the finals then.
That's ringing a bell. Actually.
And who's your running back again? You guys had a great running back.
Are you talking about more recently, like Marshawn Lynch?
No, it's maybe 2011 or something. Seahawks Super Bowl.
Oh, in 2011?
I think you lost to the Steelers. Yeah, Super Bowl 40.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember what running back we had then, but I remember who we had when we did win. My boy Marshawn Lynch, dude. He was something else, man. Marshawn, best running back of all time.
You had Sean Alexander that year.
Ah, okay.
That was what year was that? That was 2006. I can't believe that was 20 years ago.
That's wild. I was gonna say, I would say that I'm more of a Portland Trailblazer fan out of all the 4 major sports. Basketball is definitely my favorite. I love the Blazers, but they have been so tough to watch over the last few years. Yeah. It's just losing season after losing season, and I'm just like, come on, man. I want to see something happen. And my boy Chauncey Billups, of course, he got arrested for gambling shit. That's
right.
Oh man, so we got Tiago Splitter as our coach, which I'm totally fine with, by the way, because I think he's a great coach. My brother doesn't think Tiago's a good coach, but my brother's wrong. He's right to be wrong, but he's wrong. I love Tiago.
Oh, someone's giving you jewels or something in the chat.
Oh, somebody gave Jules? Let's take a look-see here. Oh, maybe I'm missing it. Hold on. Let's take a look. Oh, dude. Okay. Whoa, Young Propane. Young Propane is going ham right now, dude. He's comboed 100s. I love these virtual gifts. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of gay for this shit, but
I don't know if the NBA is as good as it used to be. Like on YouTube, I was watching like a playoff game from the 90s. It might have been like, I think it was like Knicks and Pacers or something. And I don't know, it just seemed like rougher. Like the game was more physical maybe, and guys are going up for dunks and trying to block them. And now, I don't know, like I watched last year's final game from the NBA Finals. And I think it was, who was it? It was like Oklahoma maybe. And like, who went, let me see last year.
they call a foul like every possession nowadays. Like the game is so soft. Like you used to be able to really play. Like there used to be more contact and stuff, but the game's gotten softer.
It was the Pacers and the Thunder, and I don't know. Everyone just looked like it was like there wasn't a lot of the same intensity. I don't know, but like you watch those old games and it was rough. It looked like a fight could break out.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I think it's just because a lot of those guys that played back in the day, I think the culture was tougher. You know, nowadays, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you know, our culture's soft today. The kids can't even argue, you know.
We know the same is true in hockey too, and that has like hitting and fighting. But even that, if you watch a game from the 90s and watch one now, part of it is there's way more European players now in the NHL, so it's not as physical there. And then the other part is, it's just a different culture. Everything in the 90s was rougher. Like all these YouTube reactions. Anytime it's like a song from the 90s, a movie from the 90s, anything sports from the 90s, WWE from the 90s, it's always rougher and crazier. Now a lot of them are just like, okay, I get it. The 90s was more like before the reaction starts. So just, you're right. I think it was just the culture. They didn't really change that much about the rules in any of these sports. It's just, the culture's been, and also I think there's way more money now. Like players in all these leagues are making way more.
Yes.
Like in the 90s, if you made $1 million, like 2 people in hockey in the whole league maybe made that. That was it. And now that's like an entry level contract almost. So it's just like there's so much money involved. There's not the same incentive, because back then it was like, whatever, I'm probably gonna have to get a job after this anyway. So let's just go for let's just keep it rough. And now everyone's just like, let's just protect our checks. Let's just not get too crazy.
What's crazy though, another fun fact is like, I think first off, yes, more money I think has sullied the game a little bit, but I wouldn't say the introduction, I would say the injection of sports betting has ruined the nature of the game.
Oh, really?
I really do. I don't mind sports betting, but I feel like it's ingrained now, even in the sports. For example, let's do a bit of a role play, right? Let's say I'm a ref in the NFL or the NBA, whatever you want to envision.
Yeah.
I'm seeing these players. They're making way more money than me. They're always yelling at me that I got a bad call or ref, blah, 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 right? So if I'm a ref, I'm thinking to myself, F these overplayed bastards. F them hard. Me and my Uncle Vinny are going to try to make some money on Kalshi, or we're going to try to make some money on DraftKings, right? And what Uncle Vinny and me as a referee are going to do, we're going to coordinate. We're going to try our best to rig the games by either doing terrible calls or no calls, one or the other. And I think that's what's happening in the NFL and the NBA. The refs are getting pissed that they're not getting paid a lot. I mean, they're getting paid. The refs are getting paid a handsome amount of money, but they're also seeing these freaking players who are getting $10 million contracts a year, $20 million a year. And they're thinking to themselves, why is this dude yelling at me? Why? And I think more refs are wanting to rig the games because it's easy to rig the games. You could tell your Uncle Vinny, hey, Uncle Vinny, guess what? I'm reffing this game tonight, and I'm gonna do nothing but terrible calls on the Portland Trailblazers, for example, right? That's what refs, I believe, are doing. And look, there's obviously no proof, but think about it this way. You remember those scandals back in the day with Tim Donaghy in the NBA? I don't know if you remember that too much, but it was big.
I remember that. Yeah.
And it cost the Portland Trailblazers, by the way, in my opinion, an NBA Finals berth in the 99-2000 year. Anyway, I'm getting to my point. My point mainly is this, that sports betting is become so easily accessible, and it's making it to where refs and underpaid players as well can rig the games. For example, Jonte Porter, he got caught rigging his unders. And what an under basically is, for those who don't know, an under is like, let's say I'm playing tonight for the Portland Trailblazers and my under is 7 points, right? I know that this under exists. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give my Uncle Vinny, I'm going to give my Uncle Tim Smith over here. I'm going to have Uncle Tim, I'm going to give him some heads up that, hey, guess what? I'm going to be missing some shots tonight. So you better bet on my unders. So that's another form of rigging that happens. Underpaid players and refs, I think, are going to be the people that they need to look out, that they need to watch.
Yeah. I'm just reading about Donaghy now. I remember this story. But yeah, it's like I could see that. I don't know. It just seems like, well, how much does an NBA referee make? NBA referee average.
That's a good question.
Salary is so they make about between 150 grand and 500 grand. 500 is probably if they do a lot of playoff games, maybe. But
seniority probably matters.
Yeah, seniority. So, by the time you get taxed on that, you're kind of just maybe making a middle class salary. Like, you're still making a lot of money, but you're around NBA players who were making more.
Yep.
And it's just like, if someone gets 550, that's not enough, or they want more. If they get 3 million, they want 6 million. It never ends. So it's psychological in life. You got to be able to just take where you're at. Like, if you want to work harder or do whatever, make more. But then people want to start cheating. So.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality, man. Oh shit, dude. We got unknown user just gave a super chat that says friend does mustard. So unknown user wants you to do mustard. You don't have to do that, by the way. Please, you don't have to do mustard.
I got some tricks. Got some tricks I can do with this Pride candy cane. I got 2 of them. There's 2 Pride candy canes.
As long as they're not going in any orifices.
That's what I'm talking about, right? Look at this. It's like a Madonna concert up in here.
Oh shit, dude.
Man, so what's going on with this Epstein? It's like the media, right? Like they released some stuff that's like Bill Clinton, like naked in a hot tub with like girls, and the media's takeaway is, oh, I heard someone mention that they may have heard from someone that Trump may have been on the plane one time. It's like, wait a minute, why can't we get back to the hot tub? What was going on in the hot tub?
So the whole Bill Clinton thing, that I'm a little, I think Bill was doing some weird stuff on that island. That's what I've concluded. I think he had.
Yeah.
I think he was.
You've got him in the hot tub in his shorts with girls with their faces blacked out. Yeah. And the media's like, yeah, but I heard maybe Trump was mentioned somewhere.
Which, look, if Trump is on those files, I want to see those files too.
Yeah, but we've known that for years. Trump said like 10 years ago. Yeah, he's met Epstein. He was at Mar-a-Lago. He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. Because everyone's got a photo with Epstein, because that was his thing. He was meeting everyone and trying to blackmail everyone or get them to give him money or whatever he was doing. So there's a photo of pretty much anyone famous with Epstein.
Well, my thing is, it's a tough one, man. The whole situation is just, I guess I don't really know enough at the end of the day. Have they released all the files yet, or are they still figuring it out?
Well, CoffeeZilla said there's way more to come out or something like that. Or CoffeeZilla found some on his own that they had not put where they were supposed to for the public yet. But he just typed in the URL or something like that and found more. because I guess they had, I don't know, someone messed up. Even the whole thing with the redacted, like Asmongold was talking, like they just blanked it out with a PDF or something, but you just copy and paste the redacted part into a Word file. You can see the letters. So I think that's where they got like the Trump thing. So I don't know, but so who knows what intern worked on that? But
oh god, yeah, that it
but I
sounds
don't
like
care about. It's just the most. It's an annoying, boring story because it just goes on for years and we never seem to learn anything. And then when we do, people just ignore it and be like, "Yeah, but what about we maybe heard someone was on a plane?" It's like,
yeah, I still want to. I don't know. I just want there to be more done with this. You know, I mean, I guess we could keep talking about the Epstein files, but like, where does it lead? You know, I mean,
well, the government screwed themselves. Like Pam Bondi comes out and says, "We got it all. We've got like incriminating everything. We're going to release it all." Then she comes out later and says, "Yeah, we don't really have anything." And they're like, "Well, we thought you said you had it all." Then they're asking Kash Patel, "Are you going to release it all?" And he starts giving some word salads about, "We'll release it if we have it. And if we don't have it, then we can't release it." But it's like, what do you got or not got? Because like years ago, the FBI said, "Yeah, we've got like tapes of like famous people having sex with underage girls." And then they said, "Oh yeah, by the way, someone misplaced the tapes. We've lost them all. And then we don't have them anymore."
that is so crazy.
That was right around the time that Epstein, like, they say he committed suicide. The thing is like I called Matty Odell on Gavin's network and asked him because he was in that prison at one time when he was in there for like weapons charges when he was a Hell's Angel. And he's like, first of all, the cell Epstein was in was not a suicide watch cell because it wouldn't have had all that stuff in it. And what he was wearing wasn't a suicide watch gown. You're supposed to wear a suicide watch gown that can't be torn or something like that. So you can't hang yourself with it. But so anyways, he thinks Epstein just walked out of there and he's still alive. But
That's not a bad theory, man. It makes me wonder if they just faked his death.
Yeah, I think he did.
And then they're just hiding him away. Maybe did some reconstructive surgery to him. I mean, that's an interesting theory.
Well, he's an old guy now anyway. Like, how old would he have been? Because he's probably he would be in his 60s.
I mean, I don't know if they would go through that trouble though. Do you think they would go? I mean, if he has a lot of connections, then maybe they would go through that trouble. Maybe, but
yeah, like if he'd be in his early 60s now, he might just be hiding out in some basement or somewhere. You know?
It's just ugh.
Okay, next story is what happened to Bitcoin this year. I'm ready for it to take off. The guy even said the landing strip is clear. We're ready for takeoff. And now I'm looking, I'm pressing 1 year, and it's down 7%. What happened to my 30% a year? It was supposed to go up.
Are you talking about Michael Saylor predicting this stuff?
Yeah, I think I got it from like someone who there's this guy on YouTube who posts updates on strategy every single morning, every day of the year, weekends, everything. He'll have an update on what's going on with strategy. He told me the runway is clear. We're ready for takeoff. And then next thing you know, it drops like 25% or something. But I don't know. But yeah, I've got that covered call MSTE. It dropped down from let's see. It was at one point. It was 1.1850 a share. It's down to $4.69 a share because it follows strategy and strategy follows Bitcoin. So they've had to reduce their. So because the share price dropped, they were at like a 70-80% yield on the covered call. But now they've dropped it. Now it's more like a 40% yield because it was 66 cents at one point. It's down to 20 cents, which is still a big yield. It's still like about $300-400 a month, which I'm using to put in other stuff. But still, I just need one more cycle. If I get it back to the top, somewhere near it was, I'm selling it. I can't handle another roller coaster ride like this. But at least I went for it. I tried. But you know what? It is a lot of stuff's happening. But one thing is, I just read that silver, like the metal silver, has now the same like basically market cap as Apple does. Like that's how much silver's gone up.
The total silver market has the same market capitalization as wow.
Apple. And apparently, like, and gold's way up too.
Okay.
Everyone's buying gold. So at some point, people switched away from that and they started buying gold and silver. And also, people have held Bitcoin for years. I think are like, look, we're up millions. Let's just unload it now. I don't want to live through another cycle. I want my money now. And other people are buying it up, but that's why it keeps sinking. So.
Damn, dude. Damn. Holy crap.
I'm just checking on the chat. Blitzball World Series says hi, Garza.
What's up, Blitzball? How you doing, brother?
And then what did I just walk in on? Shout out to Nightshade D7K. He says, I'm so confused. What did I just walk in on?
I think he was confused because we were talking about basketball and we started talking about the Epstein files. He's like, what the fuck?
Murdoch, no, I don't listen to the Gorillas. All right, let's see. What else is a big story this year? What happened to Tim Walz? Every time I see him now, he's getting caught with some fraud or something. I don't know what's going on with him.
Freaking Tim Walz, man. That guy. I don't even know, dude.
Yeah, what's the latest on this guy?
I'm just so done with Tim Walz, dude. Tim Walz is just... I don't even know, man. I can't even with that dude.
And how about Minneapolis? The mayor, Jacob Fry, wins re-election because he joined a different Somali clan, even though he's not Somali. Yeah, because the Minnesota election had two different Somali clans fighting each other. One was like Ilhan Omar's clan, and one was some other clan. And Jacob Fry picked, okay, I'll go with the other clan. So he joined them, and then he ended up winning re-election over the guy that Ilhan Omar picked or something. But it's like, that's what Asmongold said. He's like, we have Clash of Clans in Minneapolis. So that's pretty wild.
Unbelievable, man.
Yes, that was pretty wild. New York got that new mayor. Gavin did the 10-hour marathon last week. I think it was like 10 hours, but I only saw a bit of it, but he's releasing it 1 hour at a time over the holidays. He's taking a break. So I saw one yesterday. He's probably got another one today. But
dude, my man, dude, Gavin's smart, dude. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to do a 10-hour episode and basically just cut it into hour. That's smart, man. Releasing them one-on-one. I'm glad Gavin's back on YouTube, though. Like, I'm straight up pretty happy that Gavin's back on. Out of all the dudes.
So he had pissed a lot of people off. Like, he can't even have a bank account. If he wants money, he has to call some guy who runs the account for him. He's not allowed to have a bank account because of like, they said he's with the Proud Boys and all that. And apparently he tried to get one and he talked to like all kinds of like secret people. He said he talked to like Hasidic Jews in New York who don't even have like social insurance numbers, who do all this secret banking. And they told him, yeah, we looked into it and we don't know who you pissed off, but we can't help you. You pissed someone off somewhere. We can't get you a Visa card. We can't get you a Bank of America account. So if Gavin wants money, he's got to call some guy and say, hey, can you send me some of my money? It's in like an account. They might have some secret contract themselves where it says the guy can't take it all, but still,
No, I was actually shocked out of all the people who got banned. Gavin, look, I know people think that Gavin's a little harsh sometimes, but he's just truthful. Like, it's not, I don't think it's a sin to be truthful. I think it's actually probably the most honorable thing that people can do is to be truthful as they could as they could possibly be, right?
Yeah.
It just, Gavin did nothing wrong is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, Trump just tariffed some grandma. Did you hear about this?
He tariffed a grandmother? Yeah,
she ordered a $30 Barbie from Canada, and then she got an $802 tariff charge from the shipper. Trump just tariffed that grandma's Barbie $800. Well, next time she should buy an American Barbie. You won't have to pay.
Hold on, where was she? What country was she buying this out of again? She was in
Canada.
America.
She's in Boston. She was buying a Barbie from Canada, and that was $30. But then there's an $802 tariff.
Hold on. Why is there is this a percentage-based tariff? Like, what is this?
I don't know. I got the sound off. I'm just
dude. That sounds like a scam. There's no way in hell. That's first off, that would have to be like a. Hold on, let me do the percentage.
Oh,
That's like
I've seen the Barbie too. It was a women's hockey player Barbie, so that's must be why she got.
so.
It.
How much was this Barbie again? $50.
$30.
$30. Okay. And she got slapped with a $800 tariff. That is insane.
Yeah, it should be a 35% tariff. Let me see what this story says. I'm trying to see it right now.
It sounds like she just got scammed by the company that she bought it from. You know what I mean? It sounded like they were making up. There's no way in hell. Because, dude, that's like.
Oh, I see what happened. Someone messed up the order, and instead of like $29.97, they messed up the decimal point, so it said like $2,997.
Oh my god!
So that's why the 30% tariff showed up as $802.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, there's an exchange rate. There's a lot of stuff going on in this order, but yeah, it's pretty funny. I ordered some stuff from the US. I got a PPC Ian shirt, my stacking dividends shirt. I bought like some Amazon stuff. I never really got charged a tariff on any of it though. I did have to pay one thing. I ordered a pumpkin CD from his tea house in Chicago. And I had to pay an additional like DHL duty or something like that, but it was like $30. It was like, you know, that's what's going on with those. Let's see what else is new. We got Cuspe.
Oh, we got my boy Froggy Frog in the chat. He's saying BBC Insure, eh? Is that a new model?
He says your forehead is so big.
That was that's Sawyer. Okay. Sawyer and Emmett. Those guys look like kids. Uh-oh. Yeah. We got kids. Kids should, if there's any kids in the chat, please, for the love of God, ask your parents before viewing this.
And what about the world of food this year? No one saw the Baja Blast pie coming.
Dude.
No one liked it, though. Everyone reviewed it. They didn't like it.
Really? Didn't Asmund Gold end up actually getting one and then actually liking it or something?
I don't think he hated it, but he didn't seem to love it either.
I remember Report of the Week did a review on it. I feel like I missed an opportunity to do a high quality short review on the pie. Oh, dude, check this out. I got this Dell business laptop for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. Somebody gave this. Okay, so my buddy's friend who works for the school district was giving away a couple of his laptops, and I got a free iPad out of the deal too. And basically, this is blank. I ended up getting Windows 11 Pro on there because there's a baked-in Windows 10 Pro serial number within this Dell laptop. But the only real issue with it is the battery's basically dead on the inside of it, but it still works, right? And but check this out. It's like a ThinkPad. It's got one of those it's like an IBM ThinkPad from back in the day. It's got the little the little tracker, the little move tracker thing. It's pretty sturdy. The keyboard's really good too. So he told me it was collecting dust. He was just like, dude, you're actually doing me a favor by taking this off my hands. I was like, are you sure? I was like, this thing's got a Core i5 8th generation processor in this thing. Like, even if you're not doing like the most high end stuff with it, man, you could do a lot of cool shit with this. So, and it's a touchscreen too. Like the actual screen itself is touchscreen. So I could draw shit with my finger on the screen.
Have you checked it yet though? Like, how do you know it's not the laptop from Hell Part 2? There could be he could be doing meth in Thailand on it.
It was completely blank. Like he basically wiped the hard drive completely, and I double wiped the hard drive just in case. I mean he's a good guy though. He's really cool. He works for the school district. He's a very reputable dude. So he's one of their IT guys and really cool dude. No, but so it was already blank. So all I had to do was install the operating system. And what I did was I went to the Microsoft Windows Media Creation Tool website, and then they actually let you create your own installation USB basically through their website. So I created the installation thing, and then I basically put it in this computer. I put in this computer and installed Windows 10 Pro, and then once I did all the updates to Windows 10 Pro, I then was able to upgrade for free to Windows 11 Pro. So it's got a latest edition Windows 11, and it's my new backup computer if my desktop fails.
Nice. So you can take it to like a Starbucks or something and plug it in.
Technically, I'm going to use my HP laptop, which has a better battery. I'm going to make that my portable computer more than anything. This, because the battery sucks on this, I don't feel comfortable taking this anywhere, because if I have to unplug for whatever reason, it'll probably just shut off the moment it unplugs. So it has to be plugged in the whole time for it to basically work. It's pretty coll though. Yeah, I'm just, hey man, free's a good price. Free is a damn good price for a laptop, in my opinion.
Oh man.
I'll take it, but hey, I'm a computer junkie, man. I love computers, laptops, desktops. I even got, dude, like I said, I even got a free iPad from the guy. The school district was giving away really old iPad minis, and the battery is still fucking full on this thing. Like, this thing it can still hold a battery charge. It's amazing, dude. Anyway, sorry, I'm going off on this, man. I when it comes to computers, man, I get a chubby.
That's crazy. There you go. You can have see, I made a mistake. I started collecting arcade 1-ups, and you can't really make money from those unless you say change it around so people put quarters in. But like you're doing laptops, you could be mining Bitcoin on that one. On your other one, you could be doing something with that, like OnlyFans, and then on this one, you like stream it on YouTube.
Oh, it's funny, dude. Oh yeah, I got the OnlyFans. I'm gonna get that OnlyFans money, dude.
Oh, breaking news. Dictionary.com just named 6'7" its word of the year.
No. You better be joking, dude.
Yeah, that's what it said. Dictionary.com.
Oh, I'm gonna look this up for myself.
Yeah, look up Dictionary.com 6'7" word of the year.
No. No, don't. No. Please say it isn't so. Let's see. Word of the year. Oh, it's jeez. Oh, it's true. Okay, so their explanation. Why did we choose 6'7" as the word of the year? To select the 2025 word of the year, our lexicographers analyzed a large amount of data, including newsworthy headlines trending on social media, search engine results, and more to identify words that made an impact on our conversations online and in the real world. Searches for 6'7" experienced a dramatic rise. No, come on, man. This is... I'm sorry. This is dictionary.com. What is wrong with you? I can't.
I'm looking at a Canadian news site's top 10 stories of the year. Number three was Charlie Kirk's killing. Beating it out at number 2, the Boo Boos. The Boo Boos beat out Charlie Kirk.
Oh my God.
Man, we got the Boo Boos. What about Caleb Hammer? He had a good year. He started out. I remember he started out a few years ago just in his apartment, and there was no yelling or anything. And now he just goes crazy on people. They storm off.
Oh yeah.
He had a throuple on at one point. He had some wild episodes this year.
Oh, dude, I just realized we got my boy TJ, Stocks Family Farm, in the house. That's my boy. He's the guy. He's the guy I became friends with at the anti-Trump rally, because he had the ice baby sign. he had a sign that said "Ice Ice Baby" on it, and it was pretty good. It's pretty funny, man.
What does the Stocks family farm sell? Is it like artisan cheeses or like pepper jellies or something?
No, my boy just has a pretty cool farm for the most part. He's got like chickens and stuff, and he's got can't remember some of the other animals. Let's see. I know my guy's got a dog. I think a couple dogs actually. TJ, you obviously know better than I what you got. So I can't remember everything though. My mind turns to clay sometimes.
Let's see what else happened in 2025. Greta Thunberg, she gave up on the environment. She says, I don't care anymore. Let's cook this bastard. Let's heat up the earth. And she switched to Gaza or something. And that's her whole thing now. I'm like, 5 minutes ago, what happened to the climate? And she's like, I don't care anymore. I'm now all Gaza all the time.
Why is she on the free Gaza train?
Yeah, she gave up on the environment. She doesn't talk about it anymore.
Oh my God, dude. Dude, she's a sellout.
Rob Reiner stabbed by his own son and murdered. That was pretty wild. And then Trump did that tweet, which I thought was hilarious, but people didn't like it.
Well, I think it was a little insensitive, but I mean, Trump's.
It's Rob Reiner. He's a comedian who is like a jerk. Who cares about that?
He was actually kind of a jackass to Trump, though. Like, didn't Rob Reiner also several times like call for like Trump's like for I don't know. He did like I felt like death threats or whatever at the time.
When Rush Limbaugh died, he issued a statement saying how happy he was and what a scumbag Rush Limbaugh was.
Oh, Rob Reiner did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whatever. Well, I thought Trump's statement was funny. It's like, what difference does it make? It's like if Trump makes a nice statement, does that mean the guy's not stabbed anymore and he comes back? Like, I don't get what people's point was. It's like he's gone already.
True.
Tim Dillon had a good year. His podcast is still going strong.
Love me some Tim Dillon. Hell yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think about other top stories this year.
Oh, by the way, the title of this stream, by the way, I came up with it last second. It was a very Dividend Christmas with Tim Smith. I figured since you love PPC and so much and stuff, and also a lot of those covered calls ones like I do, I was like, this is a very fitting title for the show.
Yeah, so my dividends peaked probably in like October. I was up to like $956 a month. That was my biggest month ever. And then Bitcoin started tanking, and then strategy started tanking, and then my covered call started tanking. So then on the way down, though, before it got too low, I sold a chunk of my strategy covered call and bought like a different ETF that had like, it was still high yield. It's 30% annual yield, and it pays twice. It pays twice a month. So I bought a bunch of that, but then I kept most of my strategy covered call, and that's still going down. But now I'm taking those and I'm putting them into safer stuff. So I gave it a shot. Who knows if maybe Bitcoin will go to like $250,000 a coin. We don't know. I might ride it out, and I'm just going to keep, using but I might sell it if it gets to the top of the cycle again. We don't know how it's going to perform or not perform because this covered call is new. Like just because Bitcoin strategy's price goes back up to 400 a share, that might not affect the covered call as much. Like we don't even know. So we'll see. If I get close to where I was with it before, then I'll probably just sell it and put in some safer stuff. Until then, I'll just put in the drip. But I'm not going to sell it at like a huge loss. There's no point, especially if it's already paying dividends. For it to go to zero, Bitcoin would have to go to zero first. And I don't think it's going to quite happen quite yet. It might happen in 5 years, but it probably won't happen in 2026. So we'll see. But anyway, that was my dividend. I did have a record year, though. I made just over $8,000 in dividends for the year. This is the biggest year I've ever had. So last year I was only at like 2,500 or something, and then I shot up to $8,000 for the year. So
that's not bad, man. That's not bad. Always make sure. I mean, wait, you don't get taxed on your dividends, do you?
No, I got them in a tax-free account.
That's right, dude. I'm always so paranoid about taxes that anytime I get like a ton of money, I try not to spend it just in case, and then I just kind of wait until tax season if I have to pay. Yeah,
but if you have in your trading account, if you have a huge loss or something's like low with like I've got with my covered call, you could sell it and then maybe I think get some money back on the loss, right? You can claim your loss. See, I can't do that in my tax-free account though. So
Let me think about that real quick. Yes, because there's tax loss. What was it? What tax loss harvesting? I think is the term.
Yeah.
Where like yeah, so you could sell something at a loss, and on paper it'll show up as a loss. But you could basically buy. What you do is you sell, like for example, if I wanted to, I could sell like the VOO at a
Yeah.
loss, which is like the S&P 500 ETF. And then what I could do is after I sell it, I can immediately go and buy like, I don't know, the VT or something like that, right? So I could still be in the market, but on paper, it looks like I actually took a bigger loss than I really did. So sometimes it could be smart to make it look like a loss on paper.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a weird. I understand the concept. I don't really practice the concept too much, but I know of it. I understand it sort of. And I don't know. There might be not tax advice, people. I want to let everybody in the chat know, not tax advice, because I'm shitty at figuring out taxes. That's why I use TurboTax Premium. That's not a sponsor, but I use TurboTax Premium. Not gonna lie.
Man, well, that Coinbase, they've been everywhere this year. Like they've been sponsoring everything, like mainstream stuff. And it's like, they took a little dip lately because Bitcoin's down. But it's just, I only mentioned it because my coworker bought a bunch of Coinbase. And it's
Stocks Family Farm says Bitcoin for homos, XRP for winner.
XRP.
Now, my boy TJ is a big fanboy of XRP. Granted, it's not my cup of tea because I do think crypto sucks naturally. But I root for XRP to go up because I want my boy TJ to get some quick dough. I want him to get that quick money. I mean, it's funny because I have like $1 of just about every single crypto in my Robinhood account. But I don't take Bitcoin or any of them seriously, though.
Oh, man. Yeah, my coworker's got some XRP. It's just,
Silver's the real winner, though.
Yeah, silver's been big right now. So I don't know. I just need one more good Bitcoin cycle, but it might not happen for like 10 months. We don't really know. So let's say no offense, but it's guy on the bottom. Oh, who just asked if I'm trans? Brad Stevens, 1976.
Brad Stevens. He's the fake Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens was the coach of the Celtics. And then he basically went into like upper management for the Celtics organization or whatever.
Hey, Stocks Family Farm. Who has a higher IQ? Democrats, pigs, chickens, or geese?
That's a good one, man. That's a good one.
This is my evil Tim Pool toque. This is what evil Tim Pool wears.
You're evil Tim Pool. That's right, because Tim Pool, is that a do-rag?
No, it's an octopus toque.
Like wait, that's not a do-rag? Oh, I guess it from the front, for some reason, it kind of looks like a do-rag. But
I mean, it basically looks like one, yeah. Hey, speaking of people, how about Piers Morgan? He had some of the wildest fights on his show this year.
Dude, Piers Morgan is the ultimate rage baiter. I think if there was a rage baiter award on the internet, it would have to go to Piers Morgan. It would have to.
By the end of it, he was just having people like Lily and Nick Fuentes on, and he'd just be like, and he would just be like, "Well, you sound like a racist," and they're like, "We said we're racist. We never said we weren't." It was so funny.
Oh man, dude!
I don't really listen. Even Nick Fuentes got big this year. Like I've kind of known who he is for a while, but I don't know where to find him. Like I don't know where you find his show. Maybe it's on Rumble. Maybe?
I think it's on Rumble. Yeah, I think he pretty much does it on Rumble. And it's funny because I've known of Nick Fuentes for a long time. I don't everybody who, like, I wouldn't say everybody, but all these people were like calling him racist and stuff, and it was pissing me off because I was like, well, I should say this. Like I don't think I know he says he's racist, but I hear him talk in like, he speaks facts like he actually cites real statistics, so I kind of can't fault him. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
I don't really watch him just because his show is probably like 95% like just his opinion on stuff. But like I don't get a lot of like actual news. Like I'll get news from other places and then he'll talk about it for like 3-4 hours. It's like I don't need like his 4-hour opinion stuff. It's like just give me the news, I'll come up with an opinion. So because of that, I don't really watch him, but every once in a while it is funny when he pops up and gets in an argument with someone. Like he went on Candace Owens and kind of argued with her. And then that's the other thing this year. Everyone's fighting. Like apparently Tucker is now suing Nick. So Tucker hates Nick.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why exactly, but he's suing him. That's what Gavin said.
That's crazy.
So Tucker hates Nick. Nick hates Candace. Candace hates Ben Shapiro. Shapiro hates Tucker. And then I think no one likes Crowder anymore. And no one has an opinion on Tim Pool. Everyone's just sort of fighting now. So.
The mega movement's fractured.
And I can't tell if they like Erica Kirk or not. Because they hate her one minute and they like her the next. Like Candace hates her, but then they had a private meeting. I don't really know what's going on.
I don't know. It just seems like.
But the weird part about this is 95% of people who vote have no idea who any of these people are and have no idea that they're even fighting.
Stocks Family Farm does say that silver is the real winner. So TJ also says pigs 100%.
Yeah, he says they turn grain into bacon. He's got grain-fed pigs.
He says that his pigs are better investors than him. Yeah. And they turn grain into bacon.
Woo! Speaking of animals, hey, Stocks Family Farm, do you hear about Hamtramck, Michigan? That's that city that's like, it used to be all Polish, and now they have the entire city council is like Islamic or something. Anyway, they just passed a new law where you can sacrifice animals in the city limit for like rituals and stuff, which was illegal because like in order to do that, like there's food safety, like it has to be done a certain way. But they passed a law that said, no, you can do it in like your basement if you want. You can slaughter a goat or something like that if you want to do like a ritual. But people are saying that's not good because you're going to have like blood everywhere and you can like spread diseases or something. So anyway, that's Hamtramck. So that was the one, if you remember, like a couple of years ago, they voted to take down all the pride flags on city property. And a lot of like progressives and gays are the ones who voted for the all Muslim city council. And they started showing up at the meeting and it turned into this big fight at the city council meetings. But I thought that was wild since we're talking about animals.
Man, dude.
Well, there's Brittany. Who's Brittany?
That's TJ's wife.
Brittany Stocks. Wait, is Stocks Family Farm or Brittany Stocks actually have anything to do with stocks?
So that's actually their last name. Stocks is their last name. Yeah. So it's TJ Stocks and Brittany Stocks. Yeah.
Maybe they found this channel. They probably typed in stocks and they found you.
Well, no. Remember, I met TJ at a anti-Trump rally. So TJ, so I met him at the anti-Trump rally. Like it was like the I can't remember. I think it might have been the No Kings one. I can't remember which one it was specifically. It was one of the anti-Trump ones where all the boomers were getting angry about Trump or something, and they're usually pissed off about the boomers around here. Are typically pissed off about something. I'm pissed off about something half the time.
We had one in front of my office the other day. It was actually across the street. It was a pro-Palestine march or something.
Oh,
it looked like there was maybe about 20, 30 people. Because they were in front of the British consulate because I guess England had arrested a terrorist and they wanted him released. But I walked by there and it was all boomers, like white boomers, except for like a couple, maybe, I don't know who they were, but one of them was totally covered up in a face mask and stuff. And they were waving the Palestinian flag and they almost hit some Chinese couple in the face by accident.
Holy crap, dude.
It was like, oh man. But anyway, it kind of dissipated and went away. It was pretty sad, but.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny because like right by my office, everyone was watching it. Apparently, some people got arrested, but I didn't see that. So.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. But look at this locally made deodorant, handmade. I bought handmade soap. A lot of people here are just making stuff now, so it's like you don't need like Irish Spring or anything. You just get like soap from your neighbor. But
that's awesome, actually. So it's actually kind of cool because, well, it's probably because everything's so fucking expensive. It's probably just better to use whatever resources you have available and start making stuff and selling it for the most part.
I think when those lockdowns happened, people just started baking bread and making deodorant and stuff for something to do, and now it's just like held over. But
well, my brother has the Terp candles business that he's still doing. I think he's still doing it. I haven't really talked to him much about it, but he didn't say he's not doing it still. But I think, well, yeah. So let's take a look at the Terp candles website. Let's give my brother some free advertising. Hold on.
are you going to see him on Thursday? What are you doing for Christmas?
So, so Christmas, I'm going to be at my mom's because she just she actually had, get this, she had what's called gamma knife radiation surgery today.
Ooh.
And they didn't actually have to cut open her skull at all.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? So what gamma knife radiation does, and I'm probably going to misexplain this a little bit, but what it does is it basically blasts the tumor. And the tumor was very tiny, by the way, which was really good. They spotted it very early. They just wanted to get rid of it, get it out of there. And what the gamma knife radiation does is it hits the tumor, but it hits it from multiple angles. Okay. So, and the reason this is safe is because the radiation is a lower dose of very concentrated radiation.
Yeah.
But if the same cells are hit with that radiation repeatedly, then those cells can die. But what they do is that they focus on the tumor itself, and then they just hit, like, let's say this is the tumor, and then they're able to, the device is able to know where the tumor's at. The device hits it from here, hits it from here, and then hits it from here. It hits it from all sorts of angles. And what happens is the normal cells that are not cancerous don't get negatively affected by this because it's lower doses of radiation. But the tumor is still getting hit, but it's getting hit from multiple angles, making it to where the regular cells don't have to deal with the consequences of the repeated blast of this.
Right.
So yeah, it's really innovative technology, and it's just making good use of I guess I'm sure it uses a bunch of trigonometric principles to make it all happen and make it all work, but yeah, essentially it's just hitting it from multiple angles. But yeah, it's like if I were to punch it's like if I punch myself in the same spot one time, you know, it's not like if I punch myself right now in the stomach once, right?
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, ouch. But let's say I did it like 100 times in the same spot.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is really hurting. So that's the whole principle, is that it's, you know, it's like it's a punch, but it's not going to hurt the other cells. It's just going to hurt the affected tumor.
Yeah, that used to be the problem. You'd have to zap like your whole body, and it was like really rough, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The technology's gotten better, man. It's gotten better, and I'm very happy my mom's doing well, man. It's been, she has no side effects right now either. It was a day surgery.
Yeah.
They didn't have to cut her open, which was wild. The first time last year when we had to go, she actually had to get her skull cut open because the tumor was really bad. Like, it was rough. Dude, it was crazy.
But how old is she? She can't be very old, in her 50s maybe?
Yeah, she's roughly about 50. Well, hold on, let me make sure I got the age right. She's 50. She's either 57 or 58 right now.
Okay, yeah. So she's still, you know, not too old.
Yeah, she's 58 actually.
Man.
Yeah, it's wild though, man. She's you know, she's really like, I'm just glad that she goes up for more scans, like they do like CT scans and stuff, and make sure that she's not like growing any tumors in any strange places. And they've got her on some like clinical trials and stuff, and like it really, it's amazing, dude. I'm just gonna say that right now. What they've been able to do and what they've been able to accomplish to help her out, man.
Yeah. So what she got, like a medical insurance or something?
Yeah, so she doesn't make enough to where that she could afford those types of procedures. So yeah, she's on like if I remember correctly, she's on like the Oregon Health Plan or something. Which I think is great. I honestly think it's great because she couldn't, because of all these things that she's had to do, she wouldn't be able to function in the workplace anymore. So she's able to essentially, in a lot of ways, retire. And but she still gives herself things to do because she doesn't want to get too lazy.
Yeah.
That's, I get that, man. Like, I get that because I feel like if I didn't have this YouTube channel or if I didn't have DoorDash or anything, and I was like, you know what I mean? I would go crazy. I'd be like, fuck. Like, I need to be able to do something. Like one of those guys that I got to do something. So she's got plenty of stuff that she can do. And her and her boyfriend are, able to live a really good life right now. And I'm happy about it. That's all I could ask.
Man, well, yeah, at least she's getting that done. In Canada now, like people got to wait sometimes years to get like whatever they're trying to get. Like a few weeks ago, like Glenn, you remember Glenn Beck? He had to come and rescue some woman in Canada because like she was gonna have to wait a year and a half for some procedure. So instead, she just was gonna pick what they call MAID, which is the government just kills you. It's called medical assistance in dying. Where they
heard about this.
Yeah, so Glenn Beck had to show up and be like, I'll pay for it. He's got to come to the U.S. and we'll get you this. But I think there's problems. If you try and go to the U.S. for a procedure, I think you can be punished by the Canadian government or something. So.
Real what? Dude, are you kidding me? Dude, Canada sucks. Like, dude, what is wrong with Canada, man? You guys, I mean, like, I know you live in Canada, and I'm not trying to diss on your country, my man, but they gotta get their head out of their ass for certain things. And
it says you can go to the U.S., but you basically got to pay out of pocket. I think your Canadian health insurance doesn't work down there. But if you've got enough money and you can get something done faster, so Glenn Beck decided to pay. He's like, because she was just like, I can't, because I guess whatever she had was really painful. It's like, I'm not going to wait a year and a half. So anyway, I think Glenn Beck paid for it. But
Glenn Beck is an amazing dude. I did not know he was that. I knew he's a charitable guy, but that's amazing. Like that really is. That's pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, Glenn Beck is weird. I had never heard of this guy. He was on the radio like before I heard of him. Then he ended up on that. I don't know if you remember CNN, CNN Headline News. It was a separate CNN channel that was just sort of headlines all day. Then they started adding more shows, and then he
was on CNN at one point.
Yeah, it was a CNN Headline News, CNN HLN channel. Which
really?
Is kind of just it was just headlines all day, and then he was on that.
Wasn't he on Fox News?
After that. But he started on TV and CNN, and then he would just like the headline news channel was kind of separate from the main CNN, but he would have a show on there where he just talking about news. And I remember because he's Mormon, and I remember when Mitt Romney lost to maybe like Obama or something. I think it was when Mitt Romney maybe lost the Republican primary to John McCain, maybe the first time. He really wanted Romney to win, so he had a big German chocolate cake that he was going to eat if Romney lost or something. So Romney lost, so he starts eating the cake. And then he starts to pass out from the sugar because he ate so much cake. And they're still on the air for like 3 more hours, and he's like passing out. It was so funny. Yeah, then he went on Fox News, and then things got weird. He had that big chalkboard where he'd like just write up like conspiracies and stuff. And,
I remember that a little bit.
Yeah. And then they kicked him off, and I didn't hear from him. And then he shows up again, and he's like got hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know what the deal is. He has a private museum where he's got all this stuff in there. Like he has the slippers from the Wizard of Oz in there, and like all these like weird like artifacts. So Gavin said he went to his house and he got to see it all. And now he's he's got his own network, The Blaze. A lot of people show up on The Blaze and then leave.
Well, The Blaze is isn't that the one that didn't Glenn Beck also hire Alex Stein originally?
Yeah, up until recently. I think Stein just left recently.
Yeah.
I think he may have even hired Gavin at one point when Gavin was struggling or something.
I don't know. I think Glenn Beck was really missing. Like I understand Alex Stein's show is kind of wild and wacky and probably not what Glenn Beck would probably want. But I think it's better that Alex Stein does his own thing because, one, he'll get to keep all the money that he makes. And he'll get to be able to pay out his crew, which he's got. I love his boy JVT. I can't remember what his full name is, but he calls him
Fontavious or something.
Oh no, his producer.
Oh.
Like you know his main producer guy, and Alex is always abusing. I can't remember what his name is, but he calls him like JVT or something like that. And he just always like it's such a funny thing though. I love watching Alex Stein. Prime Time with Alex Stein was a fantastic show. Like every now and then I would watch that just so I could get a good chuckle and when Gavin was on there, that was amazing. Anytime Gavin was on his show, that was a good episode.
Yeah, Gavin had some flip outs on that show.
Get off your fucking phones. Like, dude, the very first episode, he had a blow up. That was amazing. Oh, dude. No, Gavin's the man, though. Gavin's really an entertaining dude, and it's good to see him back on YouTube. Like, it really is. Like,
all YouTube is just clips from his censored show, I think.
Yeah.
And then also, sometimes the beginning of the censored show will be live on YouTube. Then they'll cut it off or something like that. But
go behind the paywall. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's weird about censored? It used to have way more shows. Like there used to be 20 different shows on there with 20 different people. But then, like over time, they let some people go, brought new people on. But slowly, there's been less and less. And then he changed his pay structure. I think he used to just give people like a flat rate. Like, okay, if you do 2 shows a week, you'll get this much or whatever. But then I think he changed it to based on how many people they bring in. So it's like if you have a certain amount of views or a certain amount of people using your special code to get like a discount off the thing, that'll show that they're there to watch you or whatever. Or if we get a certain amount of new subscribers after you come in, that's how you get paid. So a lot of people left because of that, because the pay was different. But that Lily Gaddis was on there, and then she left to go to YouTube and some other network, and then YouTube demonetized her. So now she's back on censor. She just came back like last week, actually. And then Jim Goad. Remember Jim Goad?
Oh, Jim Goad.
Yeah, but he was on there. He hasn't been on for like a year because he moved from Georgia to like New Mexico. And then it ended up being a big mess. Like he had to put his stuff in his storage. And then I guess by the time they got around to selling the house in Georgia, he didn't get as much money as he thought he would. So they couldn't make the down payment on the house he wanted in New Mexico. So anyway, the whole thing is that he just gave up doing any shows. So no one's heard from him in a year. Apparently Gavin talked to him and he's like, I don't really feel like it or something like that. So who knows how he's even making money. Like he does editing and stuff on the sides. Maybe that's what he's doing. But his whole New Mexico adventure turned out to be a disaster, I guess. And he was gone for a few months, came back, did one live stream, and then left again. And no one's seen him since. So.
That's flipping wild, dude. Holy crap.
I called into a show on that live stream because he kept saying, he didn't have any money. He didn't know anything about money. He never made any investments.
Oh, I remember you telling me that specifically. Yeah. That right there. Then you telling me a few months back about that. So like, man, it's weird. You know, my philosophy is like when I start making money, I start investing it. Like when I start making a lot of money, man, that's typically when I just start investing it. Because what my biggest fear is this. I had seen my dad lose his job. He'd been fired quite a few times in his life. Like, I don't know if it's because of incompetence or whatever. He's not an easy guy to get along with. But I just thought to myself, he never really planned ahead. Luckily, he would always find himself another job. You know, luckily he would be able to smooth his way into another place. Yeah. But at the same time, like he never had a backup plan. Like, what if you can't find a job for an extended period of time? And luckily I had already been planning out this for a while now. Like, right. Yeah. Like I basically don't have to work for anybody at this point in my life. I've got several streams of income and I'm good. And I'm just going to keep, doing my thing. And at this point, I basically can work part-time if I want to, which is really nice. And that's pretty much what I do, at least when it comes to driving and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I could go on and on about that, but my point is, like, he just never had a backup plan, and he got lucky a lot of the time that he was able to find work. But we live in today's age, man, where it's not that easy to just get fired from one job and then just pick up at another employer. Sometimes it's just not. I mean, it can be. I've got a lot of experience, but
Yeah.
I don't know. And I just don't want to be managed, I think, is the thing. I being managed is the worst. I can't stand it. Like, the older I get, the less I want it.
What kind of jobs did your dad have?
Mainly he was in radio a lot of the time.
Radio.
Yeah, he was in radio. He was a program manager for a lot of the stations. Like, he did locally, like, for example, he used to work for Bicoastal Media back in the day. My dad's pretty much retired at this point, so he's living off, like, like Social Security income and stuff like that. But he does he does like a little part-time work here and there. I'm happy because he gets to live back in his house again, because he was renting it out for a while, but now he gets to live back in his house and kind of just chill at this point. Who knows? Maybe I'll eventually move back in if worst comes to worst and help him, like, pay his mortgage and stuff. But for now though, I'm pretty settled in. But yeah, no, he used to do some of the local radio stations. I could actually name them off by looking at the website. So if you look up Bicoastal Media, let's see, Bicoastal Media Coos Bay. Let's see.
Is that how we ended up kind of liberal, because you worked in radio?
Maybe. It's funny. My dad, oddly enough, you know what? They actually have some conservative, syndicated conservative talk shows that they would play on some of the stations, on the talk radio stations. So I think my dad's just pretty left leaning in general. I think it's just the type of guy he is. Part of
it is just the coast too.
It's the left coast. But here's the thing. Here's the question. How did I become so mega? You know what I mean? Like, why? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just something's just different about me. I don't know. I'm just wired a little bit differently than my dad, I guess. But
yeah, I think it was just like, I think that generation didn't show as much responsibility. So then, like, the younger generation just sort of reacted to that. They're like, yeah,
my dad's got the boomer attitude. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like you get the freedom part, but then the responsibility wasn't there. And you're just like, maybe I'll err on the side of responsibility.
Well, I just thought about it. It's like, I'd see my dad spending money recklessly on stupid shit. And that kind of pissed me off. But he would also say how, like, evil money. Well, he wouldn't say evil, but he would say, like, capitalism's bad and the stock market is gambling and stuff like that. And then I start reading books about actual rich people, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, and I'm watching their interviews and I'm looking at my dad and I'm like, well, my dad's broke. He's miserable. And this guy's rich and wealthy. That I'm watching an interview of a rich, wealthy guy who seems to be pretty fucking happy, like legitimately happy. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm just not going to live like my dad. I'm just going to do I kind of came to a conclusion. I was like, I'm just going to do the exact opposite of him, because clearly what he's doing isn't working. And if I do the exact opposite of him, maybe I'll actually be a happy person. And it turned out, like, I'm not happy all the time, obviously, but, like, I would say 80 to 90% of the time, I'm a pretty happy dude. Like, cause I've paved a path in my life that actually makes me feel good about myself, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of the older generation were like, a lot of them were like alcoholics. There was like a lot of drugs involved. It's just, they didn't seem just like happy. So, like, I remember that one guy on Gavin's network, the Dusty Bogan from Australia. That's what he said. His parents are kind of really negative. It was a problem. So he kind of went the other way. I think if you're more conservative, you end up having to be more positive anyway. Because the left is all about dissecting things, deconstructing things, destroying things. It's about taking what you got and bringing and, like, taking them apart, basically.
Yeah.
But so then if you're not like that, then you're almost automatically more positive, maybe. So.
Well, I've always erred on the side of, well, let's not try to reinvent the wheel. Let's just make the wheel better. Like, you know what I mean? But some people are like, well, the wheel is not fast enough, so we're going to destroy it and try to reinvent the entire wheel. You know what I mean? And hey, that's nice. I mean, if people could reinvent the wheel, if there's something more effective than a perfect circle, then by all means go for it. But as far as we know by the laws of physics, a cylindrical shape is the way to go for the wheel. But the way I look at it is like, yeah, liberals would rather destroy the wheel than try to enhance it in a lot of those in that example scenario.
I mean, their whole thing is we need to take this apart. I'm like, great, what are you replacing it with? And they're like, we'll tell you later. We're not really sure yet.
Yeah, it's basically it's a lot of posturing, I've noticed. My dad and his friends, I will say this. My dad's friends are not like, okay, I'll give you an example. I was sitting, and this is recently, by the way. So I'm sitting with my dad and his buddy Haney at the Mill Casino in North Bend or Coos Bay. I think it's in Coos Bay or North Bend, one or the other. But the Mill Casino in Coos Bay, it's now called the Coquille Resort Casino thing. We were watching football in the bar, and my dad was on the phone because he had to take a phone call, and he was talking about how his property tax got raised on his house, but he seemed happy about it. And he was saying like, but I know that when the property taxes are raised, it's going to good things. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I actually got kind of mad hearing that. I sat there, and when my dad was finally off the phone, I was like, Dad, do you like getting fucked in the ass? He's like, what? I was like, do you like getting fucked in the ass? He's like, why would you say that? It's like, I can't remember how the exact conversation went, but I said it pretty loudly. I was like, do you like getting fucked in the ass? And I was basically saying, Dad, you sounded absolutely giddy. You sounded pretty fucking happy that they raised your property taxes. And you're saying that it goes to good things. I was like, dude, government is incompetent. And then his buddy Haney was getting mad at me because I was saying government's incompetent and he thinks big government's a good thing. So I'm thinking to myself, it's like, oh crap. Well, I'm surrounded by liberals. I'm surrounded by insanity here. They all think that they all worship big government, but my dad, I don't, it's a weird attitude. Like, why would you be happy about more taxes? This is
it's his point that he doesn't know how to spend on good things. He only knows how to spend on bad things. So it's better they have it.
It's not. They're also, but here's the thing: the government also spends money on dumb things. They don't use the money. They also line their own pockets. It's sick.
I just like that as a fun attitude. He's like, "Thank you for taking my money. I'm not smart enough to spend it on good things. You know better than people."
And then here I am. By the way, I'm a card carrying capitalist. At the end of the day, I'm a card carry. Like Warren Buffett said, I'm quoting Warren Buffett. I'm a card carrying capitalist through and through. And when I hear people saying that they want to pay more taxes, I'm like, dude, you already pay well more than enough. Enough to where our founding fathers would be like looking at us and being like, you guys are dumb.
Well, look at this. That's another top story this year is not just Minnesota. All that was taxpayer money too. Apparently there was so much fraud, like it might have been like $50 billion or something. It was larger than the gross like national product of all of Somalia itself. It was like the Somali fraud in Minnesota was bigger than the country of Somalia. And then also there was all that food stamp stuff where we found out like 80% of like SNAP benefits receivers are like not even from the US. They're from like Afghanistan and like Africa and stuff. And a lot of them are just like that's a problem in Canada too. Like just like international students and like migrants and stuff and like refugees will just show up and take all the food bank food. But in the US, what was happening is they were taking it. And there's all kinds of scams where like people are trading EBT cards for money and stuff like that. And then they would take the EBT cards and load up stuff. And then they would take it to their store and sell it at their store. Like someone would show up with like an EBT card, and then someone would give them 50% cash for it, take the whole EBT, because they just wanted to buy drugs with it or something. And then they would take that EBT, go to the store, load up on stuff, bring that stuff to their store that they own, and like a gas station or something, and then sell it out of there. So there's like so much fraud. So it's like when your dad says that, it's like, I don't think he understands just how much fraud is out there.
Yeah. It's just wild because it's like, I don't believe, here's the thing. I firmly believe that most of my tax money is going to bullshit.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to some good things. Some. But if I were to guess how much of it's going to good, I'd probably say maybe a grand total of 10% of it.
Yeah.
20% maybe. Like if I obviously don't have all the data to know, but I do know well enough that most governments are incompetent, even on the state level. Like, I don't want to give all my money to the government. I just don't. I don't believe they know what's best for me. I had a bit of an argument with a buddy of mine. The White Eagle, we call him. I love him. I really do. But man, like I was stoked when we got rid of the Department of Education. Yeah. And he thought it was a bad thing. And I was like, dude, this is the best news you could ever hear. I told him why. I told him basically, it's like, dude, have we gotten any smarter? Has the school system gotten any better? If you could argue that the school system got worse, and by the way, he and I are products of the Department of Education in a lot of ways. We saw firsthand how awful public schools are ran. We saw with our eyes. We saw. Yet he thinks that the Department of Education is a good thing. And I was like, dude, Washington, D.C. doesn't give two shits about your kid's education. Doesn't give two fucking shits. And I think it's better to have, if there's going to be a Department of Education, it needs to be on the state level. We're talking about Oregon needs its own Department of Education. California needs its own Department of Education. States need to take the education of their kids in their own hands. That's my opinion, at least.
Yeah, it was a huge waste. And the next thing they got to do is deal with the teachers' unions because they kind of run everything.
Oh, geez.
And it's like they're really bad. Like they're really bad here in Canada too. They kind of run the entire province, but we had some wild stuff happen in Canada. Like I know you guys in the US, like some people will do. You know how you do like the native land acknowledgements and stuff. Like you were on the territory of whoever.
Oh,
like you were on the territory of like the Chickasaw, Cherokee, unceded, and all that. So.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Well, they do those all over Canada, but like where I am, it went to court, and there's some other thing with like the UN and Indigenous peoples and stuff. Anyway, it got ruled for like this one plot of land that a bunch of people have houses on, that some like tribe actually owns that land from something from like 150 years ago. And that technically all these people who thought they were like on their city property, like you own a house in a city, they're like, no, you're on this native land now. So they could actually just take your house anytime. And now these people like can't get their mortgage renewed and all that because no one will do it because they could lose their house at any time. So now the province or provincial government who created these laws and appointed these judges are now scrambling to get it overturned because it's making them look bad. Because now people, like it was even in the Wall Street Journal this week, about how Canada has become a place where you might have you get your house taken if there's some court ruling. So it depends. Like it's like different patches of land and stuff. But it's like they've been saying this for years. Like every time like we do an event, they're like, you are on the unceded territory of this band or that band. But then they actually made a court ruling and they're like, yeah, we're actually going to follow through with that. And now people are like, wait a minute, our entire city could be on someone's land and they can take. But then the bands are like, well, we're not going to take your house. But legally, like that was what the ruling was. So basically, it's all up in the air right now. No one knows what's going to happen. But luckily, I'm just a renter. But still, it's just like.
It's
but the
so
thing is
crazy.
But the thing is, they were saying all this for years. They even had the UN. What it is the UN has something called like, it's like indigenous rights kind of thing, and so they started to implement it where I am in British Columbia. Like you got to check with different bands and tribes if you want to like do mining or put a pipeline through and stuff like that. But then it became like, oh yeah, they may actually own the land your house is on, like we've been saying, but I guess they thought it would never actually happen, or I don't know. So now they're trying to pass laws and overturn rulings, and it's all kind of up in the air. But I thought it was funny because, like, wow, what you wanted actually came true. Now you're trying to change it, even though this was your idea. So, I don't know. This is wild.
Unreal, man. Dude, Canada is... You guys are getting more backwards up there, dude. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's the same with Australia. Like, they had that big massacre on the beach the other day. And just like Michael Malice asked the question, how do countries like Canada and Australia, where like there's like rugby players and hockey players and people like Hunt, how do you have such weak like leaders in all this? And it's just, I think it's just all these like tough people don't pay attention to politics, I think. So they're just sort of like, well, whatever, it'll all work out. Or something.
Well, I think weak people, for the most part, tend to want to get into politics. Like we're talking about run for office.
Yeah.
Right? Now, that's not the case all the time, but it can be a lot of the time. Well, if I were to take an educated guess, I would probably say, I mean, look at the politicians we have in America, for example. You've seen a lot of them in press conferences. They're kind of schwarmy, you know what I mean? They're kind of, they kind of seem like snake-like, you know what I mean? Kind of.
Well, even like, look how close you guys were to having a Kamala Harris, Tim Walz administration. It's so crazy.
Did you see the headline that Kamala Harris wants to run again or something like that? There was like something I saw earlier, and I got to look this up. Hold on. If I'm right. I couldn't believe what I saw. I was like, dude, no way. Let me see. Kamala Harris news. Kamala Harris running for president. Okay, it's not making any headlines, but I saw some sort of thing that I got in my email. Because sometimes I'll get like these little news things. It's probably fake. I hope it's fake. Well, actually, you know what? I hope it's not. I'll tell you why. Because if Harris ran against Vance, Vance has got to win. I mean,
I think she might have won if you guys would have kept on the same immigration path. But now there's just mass deportation. People are self-deported. A lot of people are moving to different states. They're leaving California. They're going here. They're going there. So if Vance ran, he would probably win. It's just, I don't know, the Democrats would have to come up with someone. I don't know who they would come up with at this point, but it'd probably have to be some sort of celebrity candidate or something. Like, I don't know, but I don't think Newsom would be enough. That's my guess. But
dude, Newsom is such a two-faced bastard, though, dude. Like, he's basically like, he reminds me of Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
But look at these places like Seattle, right? They just elected a new mayor who's in her 40s. She's never had a job. She lives with her parents, and she's a communist.
I heard about this.
Remember that guy from like Long Island, that guy with kind of the beard who his parents had to sue him to get him out of their house? That's like this lady.
Oh, I heard about that. I think you may have been the one who told me about it. I can't remember if it was you or somebody else. I saw something about that.
But look at Seattle. That old lady was just walking down the street last week, and some guy who's known for just randomly assaulting people hits her in the head with a board, and the board had a screw through the top of it, and it went into her eye and blinded her. So she lived, but she lost her eye. And it's just like, and now Seattle's only going to get worse. That's the thing. Like, I don't understand how there's still horror movies anymore when you could just read any day in any of these cities or Europe or something, where it's just like the craziest things you could ever imagine. Or
just live in honestly, you know what I've determined? And Prince said it best. Prince was asked by Oprah, why do you live in Minnesota?
Yeah.
And his response was brilliant. It was because bad people hate the cold. Or something like that. Or like, and he looked at Oprah. The way he looked at Oprah was, and this is like an old interview, by the way. This is like an old interview. But the way he looked at Oprah after saying it was like, yeah, because it keeps fucking cretins like you away from me. Because you're fucking keeps the bad people away, is what he said, was something along those lines.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I lived in Edmonton, Alberta, and it gets like 40 below there in the winter. and I spent a winter there. And you would go out when it's that cold, and all like the homeless people and transients who are around in the daytime, they're all gone. They're all in like shelters, so they don't freeze to death.
Yep.
So you have completely free reign of the streets wherever you want to go and do whatever you want. So.
Exactly. That's why I love living in Coos Bay, for example, because it gets pretty cold here. Like it's never like really great weather here. It's never like super duper cold, but like the people, I don't know what it is, but like really hot weather, like all the crappy people seem to want to live in California. Oddly enough, crappy people seem to want to live in Seattle, which it's pretty cold up there too. I don't know. I think big cities are, I like to avoid the big cities, like living in the big, I like going to the big cities for fun, but I can never imagine living close to the big city.
Yeah, that's the thing. I commuted for like an hour. So I get to work in the city and then I get to go home. But it's amazing. Like they got great coffee, craft beer, pizza, and then also just random attacks. That's like the 4 things they got.
Attorney General Greg Stumbo is saying, what the F are you trying to say? So here's what I'm trying to say, Attorney General. And I know I do sound like a little bit of a tard when I'm saying it, but what I'm trying to say is shitty people tend, and I'm not saying this is a blanket statement for everybody, but there's a pattern that one could notice that shittier people tend to flock to warm, highly populated places, right? Places where there's a lot of people in warm weather. That's not always the case, by the way. I'm not saying everybody who lives in California is a terrible person. What I'm saying is that the reason that there's more terrible people in places like California is because it's populated by default and it's great weather. And sociopaths, terrible people, tend to like overly populated places because they can get away with more. They could steal more. They can do Ponzi schemes better. I'm not saying, like I said, not saying everybody who goes to a big city or lives in a big city is a bad person. I'm just saying that there's a pattern. That there's, you know what I mean? I know. I hope it makes sense. But
yeah, it's easy to kind of blend in too. Like in a small town, if you do some crime, it's easier to probably get caught. So
yeah,
it's like, but yeah, it's just I don't know, man. But they shouldn't be like that. I mean, cities weren't always like that. Like Chicago used to be a lot safer. London, England used to be safer. And then they just did the mass migration while doing release on bail and everything. And it's just like, you know, it is what it is. But it's like,
yeah,
man. So those are the stories of the year. What do we got left? We got the World Junior Hockey Tournament starts Boxing Day. It's actually in Minneapolis. It's in Minnesota this year, actually.
Oh shit, Tim Walz, dude. Tim Walz is gonna be there, dude. Woo, dude. Tim Walz is so screwed right now. Yeah, he's just so screwed.
Well, apparently the reason he's screwed is because there was all these whistleblowers for years were telling him, and he just shut them all down. So now he's got to explain that, you know.
Yeah, it's because Tim Walz, like, man, even his own family was voting for Trump. Like, that's the one thing I found very funny about the whole thing.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
like that made me smile. I was like, damn it, that's funny.
I remember Barack Obama's brother Malik Obama in Africa was a big Trump supporter. Do you remember that during like Obama's campaign?
I did not know that actually.
Yeah, because apparently Obama doesn't really talk to that side of his family. So because of that, they don't really like him. And actually, Malik Obama had the most hilarious tweet of all time. It was when Trump was debating Hillary Clinton. And if you remember on the debate, like a fly had briefly landed on her face and then like flown off or something like that. And they were talking about Iraq and no-fly zones during the debate. And he goes, how could she enforce a no-fly zone in Iraq when she can't even enforce one on her face? It was the funniest tweet of all time.
God, it's amazing. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, so World Juniors are in Minnesota. Olympics are in like February. And that's in Italy. And Super Bowl's coming up. We'll see if the Seahawks are there. And that's
I'm hoping. Does it say where the Super Bowl's being held this year?
Yeah, let me see. Super Bowl 2026. Where is it? Let me see. Yeah, it's in San Francisco.
Oh shit, dude. San Fran.
It's Super Bowl 60. This is the 60th one.
What? I didn't know it was going to be the 60th already. Damn.
Yeah, Super Bowl 60, and I'm pretty sure, 60. And it's it's in 3:30 p.m. February 8th.
Hell yeah.
Aren't they doing WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia or something? WrestleMania. I think it's like
surprised.
I think it's like in 2027 or something. Let me see. Yeah, WrestleMania this year is in Vegas again.
Hell yeah.
WrestleMania 43 is in Saudi Arabia.
I dig it, dude. I dig it.
And July 4th, Trump's doing a UFC on the White House lawn. It's supposed to be the biggest night ever because it's July 4th. It's July 4th, White House lawn. It's 250th anniversary of USA. So that should be big. Conor McGregor might come back. John Jones might come back.
Dude, if Conor McGregor makes a comeback, I will be actually pretty damn stoked about that. I want me some Conor McGregor. Fucking Irish legend, dude. I want my man back, dude.
I heard Saudi Arabia might buy WWE. That'd be wild.
The Saudis would, dude. If the no.
I knew some Saudis when I was in college. They were all huge wrestling fans. This one guy was like the biggest wrestling fan ever. He was from Saudi, so apparently it's really big over there. But
yeah, I just don't want Saudi Arabia to take over the WWE, though, man. I'm just tired of the Saudis taking over shit.
Well, what it is they got all this oil money and they don't know what to do with it all. So they start buying stuff. Like Qatar started buying people. They bought like Tucker Carlson. They probably bought Candace Owens. They started giving him all this money. So I don't even like Tucker anymore. He's kind of lost me. He seems like he's being bribed.
It sucks.
Is weird, but
it's because I want to like Tucker. I really do. Like I've always loved Tucker. That's the thing. Like I'm a Tucker Carlson fan through and through. But it does seem more and more like he's selling his soul a little bit. And I hope he isn't. I really hope he isn't. I hope he's just kind of, and maybe he's getting, I don't know if he's getting bought out by anybody, but I'm hopeful in believing he isn't.
That's my prediction for the end of 2026. By then we'll know whose opinions are based on what they actually think versus them just getting money from like Qatar or something.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, man. For the longest time, Tuck technically was anybody's dog for a bone. Yeah. He started out on MSNBC. He was he's still a Republican even then. And then he worked for CNN. Then he got fired from there too. Mm-hmm. Then got his big break on Fox News, man. Him being on, like, I loved watching his show on Fox News. That was the only show I could watch. Because everything on Fox News sucks ass, dude. I can't stand Fox News. But Tucker Carlson was the only guy I liked because I felt like he was standing up to the drug companies and stuff. I felt like he was standing up for something. And to the point where he got fired. And I thought, damn, that's actually kind of honorable. You know? But I don't know. I still like Tucker. I still have a gay man crush for Tucker. So you can't cuck the Tuck is all I got to say. You can't cuck the Tuck, hopefully.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens. We don't really know. I mean, these also seem to be against Israel, but I don't know. It just seems weird, like some of the stuff that they say out of their mouths. So
you need to put this on Kalshi.
Yeah, I know there's all this betting now and stuff. But, yeah.
God, yeah. I love Kalshi. I don't actually make any bets on there, but I love looking at the bets that are on there.
Yeah, you got your, what's the other one? Polymarket, Kalshi.
Kalshi is still like, I was actually looking at a few things on there, and I thought to myself, maybe and I'm trying not to delude myself into thinking that I can predict what's going to happen because I don't know. I feel like certain things can be easily rigged, you know?
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I just stick to swing trading stocks because swing trading stocks is so much easier. Because if I'm swing trading the VT, I at least know it's eventually going to go back up, even if I'm buying it at a lower cost basis.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to predict the future, if I put down $2 and I'm wrong, I lose the whole $2. It sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you get bigger rewards, but there's also bigger risk, and it's like, nah, here's the thing. I want low risk, some sort of reward. It's really how I look at it. Like, everybody's like, I want high risk, high reward. It's like, okay, well, I want low risk and any kind of reward. And I can compound that usually. I can compound those rewards. But I don't know.
Yeah, I took a high risk with my thing. But the thing is it kind of messes up your life, because then like you're at work and you're like, wow, if this works out, I could be retired in like 40 years. But then every day feels like a last day of school kind of feeling. And you start to feel like lazy, like you're almost out. I don't want to do any work. I just want to get out. And it changed my whole mindset, like in a bad way. So then it just became like I wasn't motivated anymore. I'm just watching, trying to get this thing to pay off. Yeah. So now I'm kind of getting out of that. I'm going back into like more safer stuff for retirement or whatever, like at a normal age, which, if Bitcoin really took off, maybe this would work out. But like, I could still, based on my stocks now, retire a bit early, like maybe more like in my 50s than instead of like 60 or something. Yeah. But I was trying to be out of there in like a few years. I was like, let's shut it down in my 40s and we'll retire early. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with my micro strategy covered call. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it wasn't good. I just wasn't motivated. Every day felt like, I want to be gone. But now I'm kind of out of that mindset. We're starting the year back where I started before. So it should be a lot better now.
I will say one thing because even though I get a lot of dividends every day, I have a very dividend heavy portfolio. Like, I get pretty like good amount. Like, I get enough dividends that pay for my auto loan basically every month.
Yeah.
And more by all technicality. But I don't want to reveal exactly what I get for dividends. I don't like revealing too much. But so my thing is, what keeps me motivated is I actually just enjoy working. I'm a weird guy. Like, I am like, by definition, probably clinically a workaholic. Like, I enjoy working. Like, I enjoy doing this YouTube channel. Like, even though I enjoy this, I consider this a form of work because I've put way more time into it, and it's fun for me. And then, like I said, I do delivery driving and stuff. I don't do that as much lately, but just because I've been working on some other stuff as well. But no, and then like, I'm able to swing trade. Like, I'm able to swing trade the VT, for example, and it's safe. And I only do 30%, 20 to 30% of my portfolio is swing traded, by the way. Everything else is a long-term hold. Yeah. But me swing trading a very safe index ETF has been kind of nice. It's kind of nice because I check the markets twice a day. I try not to check them any more than that. And then I just make the appropriate buys and I make the appropriate sells, and then I'm good. And I usually come away with a pretty good amount of profit throughout the day. And if not, no big deal, because I've got other ways to make money outside of that.
Yeah, if you're focused and disciplined, that swing trade thing can work. That's when what's his name? That actor Josh Brolin. He did that when he was a child actor, but then as he got into his late teens and early 20s, the acting roles kind of dried up because like he became an adult actor after that, but for a while he wasn't working very much. But he had made some money from movies, and by then I think he already had kids and a family, so he started swing trading. And he only did that with like 2 or 3 stocks or something. He was like really disciplined about it, he said. He just kept like buying low, selling high. And he was able to like make a living that way for like a number of years. So his career got back on track.
Dude, that's awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah. And this would have been in like the maybe like late 80s, early 90s, when it was a lot harder to do. Like, you couldn't really do it on the internet, I don't think. He must have had a special computer terminal set up or something. But yeah, I didn't know about this like a year ago. He talked about, I was like running out of acting roles and I had a family. So I started swing trading stocks, and I guess he made enough just to like making it work or something.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's amazing. I had no idea that Josh Brolin was into swing trading. But yeah, the best part about swing trading, man, is buying low and selling high is the best way to do it, in my opinion, because now, granted, I want to let everybody know this is not financial advice. This is just what I've learned, right? So the one thing I've learned is that you still want to have a long-term part of your portfolio, a part of your portfolio that you're not going to touch, that you're just going to let it do its thing, right? But 20 to 30% of it, man, when it's actively traded, it's kind of fun. Like, I'm not going to lie, 20 to 30% of my portfolio is the VT and it's the S-bit. The S-bit and the VT are 20 to 30%. Now, granted, it's more of its VT, less of its S-bit, because I'm not like all in. I'm not putting everything down on betting against Bitcoin, because I never know. I never know how dumb people are going to be and how much they're going to pump up Bitcoin. I don't know. And even though it's a Ponzi scheme, I never know when it's going to hit zero or if it'll ever. So I just I play things as intelligently as I can. But yeah, I love swing trading. It's honestly a good way to make extra money. I'll say that. In swing trading, a broad index, by the way. I think swing trading individual stocks is too risky, in my opinion, because you're overly concentrated at that point. If you're going to swing trade anything, just swing trade an index, because at least you know that you can hold on to it and not feel like you're going to pass out from the worry. Because if you're swing trading an individual stock, even Coca-Cola would make me sweat. If I had to swing trade Coca-Cola, I'd be like sweating all day. I'd be like, as much as I love this company, I can't do it. But anyway,
yeah, well, there's even ETFs that do covered calls on like a whole index, like a whole S&P 500, not like individual stocks.
XYLD, baby. I actually have XYLD in my. That's actually a cover call ETF I love. There's another one that I have. It's called JEPI, JEPI, and I'll tell you what, man. I love covered call ETFs. About roughly 10% of my portfolio consists of covered call ETFs that write covered calls on broader indexes like S&P 500 and stuff like that.
Yeah, Canada, we've got the one called USCL. That's like our version, but man, all right, we'll wrap it up at 9:00. We got 5 more minutes. I've been up since like 5 in the morning.
Oh shit, man. Okay.
Sleep.
Well, how about this? Let's end this. Let's end the segment on whatever, Tim, you want to. What do you want to talk about for the last 5 minutes?
What do we got? I got 4. I'm working tomorrow from home, and then I got 4 days off. We got, what do we got? Christmas, Boxing Day, Saturday, Sunday. So I've got snacks. I've got 2 of the expensive handmade frozen pizzas from a place called Meridian Market here. I got a margarita pizza and a Dolce Fire, which is like a sweet and spicy. I've got a handmade steak and Guinness pie. Mm-hmm. I've got a German apple cake. Ooh. I've got ice cream. I've got chips. I've got all beef. I got the expensive hot dogs ready to go. And I've got sodas, but I don't have any alcohol. But I called the liquor store today, and they assured me they're open till 11 p.m. tomorrow. So after work, I got to go get something. Then I'm going to watch some movies on Christmas, and then after that, I'm not sure. But I'm back in the gym. I healed up from whatever was wrong. We're building muscle again.
The lung thing. What was
that's
going on?
Still not 100%. My lungs still are 100%, but I'd also hurt my leg, and I couldn't walk for a bit. But that's back now. But
you back? Okay, cool.
I don't know what's going on with the lungs, but we're getting some muscles back. So
in that gym, dude. Well, I've been doing more push-ups, by the way. I've been disciplined with my push-ups. I've been doing at least at the bare minimum 10 push-ups a day. And check it out. Feeling it, dude. Kind of.
You went from a guard to a power forward.
Yeah, dude. I'm able to play bully ball again down low.
It's like a tired power bottom, wired power forward.
That's funny, dude. That's good.
I stole that tired wired thing from Curtis Yarvin. Sometimes he does it on Twitter.
I've been seeing more people do that, by the way. When I saw you do that, I was like, I'm pretty sure I remember I'd seen that before, like the tired wired sort of theme that people have been doing. That's funny though, dude. Every time I love it when you do that shit, dude. I gotta start thinking of some tired wired things myself.
Half the time, YouTube won't even give you my comment because I used one wrong word or something and it won't show it. But
dude, YouTube is so freaking anal about the comments that come through. It's the weirdest thing. However, for some reason, their AI bots can't figure out those ones that are doing the N word. Like they're doing the N word, right? And they're like doing it full out. Like they're doing it like in the long form. They're like doing the first letter, then enter, second letter, enter, third letter, enter. You know, they're entering it in the chat, so then it spells out the N word. But like YouTube can't figure out how to ban that, but they'll like ban you for saying like, I don't know, the word homo or something. I have no idea. Like it's weird. It's the weirdest thing. They're so strict.
yeah, like they won't let you put a link in. But also sometimes I'm not trying to put a link. I'm just trying to put a stop symbol or something. But it thinks it's a link, so it won't let me like do it. But
that's fucking wild, dude. That's wild.
Yeah,
so they might be playing basketball tomorrow at the Marshfield gym.
Ooh.
I don't know if they actually are going to be doing this, by the way. So this was like in 2017 or whatever. No, actually not 2017, 2016.
Yeah.
2016, they had played basketball down at Marshfield High School.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't been doing to this since, but I'm assuming they're going to do it this year. I have no idea if they're going to do that, but I plan on going there completely uninvited. And just straight up be like, hey guys, because the only reason I even went before was because my brother knew one of the dudes who was playing. And I think it's kind of like a secret by invitation only sort of thing. But I'm just going to say like, oh, my boy John was telling me about this. You know, if they ask me like, well, who are you? Why are you here? I'm like, oh, John was like drunk last night calling me, telling me like John. And then if there most likely there's going to be a John there. Hopefully, because John's a common name. So, and then be like, I don't know you. It's like, yeah, but you were like calling me last night, blackout drunk, telling me there's going to be ball here today. I'm hoping there is tomorrow. If not, I'm going to just do a live stream from the cemetery.
Well, what is it? What kind of basketball? It's like a tournament or something?
Oh, no, just they just get together. It's kind of like secret. They just play basketball at the gym and stuff like that at Marshfield High School. So, but Marshfield High School is right next to an actual cemetery. And so if nobody shows up in the morning time, because it's usually when they do it, I'm just going to go hang out in the cemetery and do a live stream and do a historical documentary on Marshfield High School's.
But don't they have like a drop-in or adult basketball league in like North Bend or Coos Bay or anything?
They don't have. Well, they did have a city league for a little bit. I don't know if that's still happening. And I thought about entering into a city league now that I got a little more free time, which actually would be kind of fun.
Yeah, because they got that for like ball hockey and stuff here, but I don't know if it's on this year. I haven't seen it, but I used to do that a lot. But we'll see what's going on. But cool, man. I gotta get going. But all right, we had a year wrap up.
Dude, we need to start doing these more often again. I know we used to do them quite a bit, and honestly, I kind of miss doing these. So whenever, I know we can't do them super often because I know you're busy and stuff, but whenever you feel like you're a little unbusy and you feel like you might have some free time, just hit me up. Or if you see that I'm on, maybe I'll be live streaming, and just let me know if you're feeling up to it. And I'll gladly end a stream and then do a StreamYard stream like this one.
Yeah, just mix it up a bit on your channel.
Yeah, I just enjoy talking to you on these things, man. This is fun.
Yeah, we're trying to get you. Oh, you're what are you? You're about 160 away from having 6-7 subscribers.
Oh man, dude, we're almost to 6,700, man. 6,7. But now I'm trying to get to 10,000 at some point, but it's still a climb, but it's
hard, like PPCE, and I don't know if he got up to 80,000 or something. Then he's kind of just been stuck there. It's been hard for him to add more. Like I think he maxed out the limit of people wanting to hear about dividend investing.
Now dividends are boring. It happens.
Yeah, exactly. Cool, man. Okay, how
Right,
am I?
man.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna go, but next time there's a big news story, I'll let you know. Maybe I'll pop on and we'll get it straightened out.
All right. Well, later, Mr. Tim Smith. You have a good night, brother.
All right, I'll see you later.
Keep them guns pumping, dude. Keep them guns pumping.
Yes.
Later, man. All right, guys. That was our boy Tim Smith. I'm out. I gotta I realized that my beehole, I had some chili earlier, so I gotta take a fat crap real quick. My butt's about ready to explode, so I'll catch you guys later. I'm gonna end the stream, and I hope you all can finally cream. Later, guys.